How you guys doing? I hope you guys aren't bothered by the fact that I'm covering my face, but um, I just don't feel comfortable showing my face in the beginning. Perhaps I'll, you know, wanna get rid of this thing eventually. But for now, I think it's best that I just cover my face, so that way I can talk to you guys and be comfortable. So if you've seen the title of this video and clicked, then you already know what you're here for. You want to know about magic, telekinesis, or any other nesis for that matter, and all of that type of stuff. Whether you're beginner witch, or if you're trying to go into like Vedanta, if you're trying to be a Hindu and you're trying to open up your third eye, some sort of consciousness, if you're trying to do those kind of things, where to start. Now, I'm going to share some stuff with you I feel haven't been shared too often. So hopefully you guys find this, entertaining and informational. Because I just don't feel that this is information that's out there a lot. So let me stop rambling and get on with the show here. So what happens is a lot of people get a little too ahead of themselves. They find out about telekinesis, witchcraft, the spells, talismans, sigils, all these things, servitors, potions, all elixirs, tinctures, all these types of things, and they just want to go straight into it and just immediately start, just doing everything. Just trying to do everything they can possibly do, and if you're super edgy, you'll freaking just jump into the deep end and try to conjure up the freaking devil or some shit, and then you're gonna feel like an asshole later. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to give you some pointers on what you can do. Now, yes, I do agree with the method of jumping into the deep end, but you gotta kind of remember like the pool that you're jumping into. And I'm saying, if you jump into the deep end, into the regular pool, where at the deep end is like right about here, where it's in like you cannot drown, that's still pretty good. Like, you can do that. But if you try to go into one of these pools, you try to jump into the deep end where it's like 20 feet deep, it's gonna go over your head. You're not gonna know what the hell to do. So first things first, you gotta stop drinking everything besides water. You have to drink only distilled water. And I'm going to tell you right now how to make it a little bit better. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get distilled water, and you're going to want to put into a gallon of distilled water about 1/4 of a teaspoon of some pink, like let's say I think the easiest way to do it, the way that I would do it, is I premix like 1/3 of pink Himalayan salt, the red Hawaiian salt, and the black lava salt, which is also from Hawaii. And then what you're doing is you're adding these minerals, you're adding all of these properties to this water, and it's only a teaspoon flattened. So you mix this, mix that first, then you take 1 teaspoon like leveled off, and you put it into a whole gallon and shake it up. So now you got minerals, you have some sodium, you're doing good right now. Now, I do this, you don't have to, it's already good enough like this, but I do this. You can get yourself some cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is pretty much potassium, okay? So if you understand Chinese philosophy, the yin and yang, right? Yin and yang, and you have to be imbalanced, right? So now what happens is, yin being yin is actually potassium. If you try to find out which foods are yin and yang, foods that are high in potassium are yin. Those are feminine. Those are lighter. These are like chilled out foods, right? And then foods that are high in sodium, that's yang. Yang is angry. It's forceful. It's light. It's like it's yin is dark, yang is light. But yeah, so sodium is yang. It's a more harder thing, right? But both of these things are electrolytes. All right, both of these are electrolytes. You need both of them. Actually, you need 4 times the amount of potassium that you need sodium. So this is actually a very simple thing you can do. That flattened teaspoon of that into your 1 gallon, and then a half of a teaspoon flattened of the cream of tartar. And you can look in the back. It's going to say potassium. And you add that in there. Shake it up very well. Every time you're going to drink, you shake it up very well. Now, another thing you can do, like let's say if you pour this out into a cup and you're going to drink it, your first cup in the morning, you should add about 1 to, you can choose how much you want depending on what you need and also the taste. If you're able to handle it, you can put everything from 1 tablespoon to 3 tablespoons of what's going on here? Freaking apple cider vinegar, because this is gonna do their first cup of water in the morning. When you take that first cup, this is going to heighten the, actually I'm sorry, it's going to lower your HP. The HP of the water is going to be lowered by this, making it more acidic. Now this acidity is going to go into your belly, and your stomach needs to be acid. It needs to be acidic. That's where food gets processed. People say, oh, you have to be more alkaline, more alkaline, more alkaline. And the reality is that it's certain parts of your body that need to be alkaline. Not everything. Your stomach, that needs to have acidity. If you was to check the pH of liquids in your stomach, and the liquid when your urine, there's different pH. Now you might be thinking, hold up, I came here to talk about witchy stuff. What the hell are you talking to me about right now? This is the real deal right here. This is the stuff that's going to get you prepared, because the sodium and the potassium, we're adding electrolytes. This electrolytes is exactly in the word, electrolytes. It's like electricity, bioelectricity, what the Chinese call qi. When you get the proper amount of these electrolytes in your body, why do you feel energized? You feel energized because you're getting the electricity, the bioelectricity, magnetic, biomagnetics, whatever you want to call it. If you think it's electricity, if you think it's magnetic, if you think it's some other type of energy, the point is this boosts that. And the higher your chi is, the more chi you have, that's what's going to really push you forward. Now the cup with the acid that's acidic with the apple cider vinegar, that's only once a day, right in the morning. That's going to help you lose a little weight. It's also going to help you get a little healthier system in your stomach. You're going to process foods better. Now another thing, you don't have to, but you might actually want to go at least vegetarian. So you still get your protein and your fats from your eggs and milk and cheeses and stuff like that, but you stop eating meats. You don't have to stay like that forever. You can eat meat every once in a while. But the problem is that when you eat too much meat is very difficult to process. So what's going to happen is that since you just ate meat, and it takes hours and hours and hours for your body to process that, your body's going to be working to do that, spending all of that energy to burn that, instead of using that energy to spin a pinwheel with your mind. You're going to be burning meat. So what do you rather do? Do you rather be able to charge a crystal stronger? Would you rather be able to put more focus and more energy into a spell or a potion? Or would you rather be able to either turn out candles with your mind, to spin a pinwheel with your mind, to make a cloud appear in the sky with your mind? Or would you rather eat a crap load of meat and it's like midnight and you still haven't processed it all and you feel sluggish, and then you're going into sleep and you don't even really feel like meditating or anything like that? You see what I'm saying? So this is the real stuff right here. If you want to start, this is the first place you start. Before you buy a book, before anything, this is where you start. And if once you get those books, you start reading, you start studying everything, you really get to know what you're doing. And while you're doing that, you have this diet on. So by the time you actually get to the point that you're doing spells, you're doing something, or you're starting to do pinwheel, like a telekinesis for the first time, you've already been storing a lot of chi, what the Chinese call chi, the Indians call prana, right? The Hindus, you know what I'm talking about, right? So there's that. So that's a big first thing that you got to do to really be able to get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this into like a series, and I'm gonna come back right after this just so I can keep the video short and lovely for y'all, so that y'all don't get bored on me and y'all actually expand your minds, get your bodies healthy, build that chi, store that jing, and rise your shin. Because, I'm going to be hitting you with a lot of the Taoist knowledge, so that you can build chi and use it to do amazing things. So I'll be back with y'all in a second for my next video.